Provokant, saying that Michael Cohen is simply not a reliable witness, that so much of this case hinges on what he admitted to. Of course, he served prison time and then was released at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic to serve the rest of his time at home. So he has been convicted, or pled guilty rather, served time for charges against him, tax fraud, campaign finance violations, and Republicans saying that this is a man who used to be Trump's right-hand man, his lawyer, his fixer, and then once he decided to turn on him, he decided to go after him until he yielded some sort of result. And Michael Cohen, of course, now feeling like, justice has been served, like something's going to come out of what he'd given prosecutors, certainly what kind of testimony he'd also given to lawmakers here in Washington, which was when many of those bombshells were revealed, when he brought along documents, copies of finance records, money that was wired to his account, and that's when really everything became clear to the public. This was back in 2018 about the crucial role and the insider knowledge that Michael Cohen had when it came to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I should note, till this day maintains he had no idea that Michael Cohen made that $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels. In fact, I remember the White House press corps asking him this very question aboard Air Force One back in 2018, and he said he had no idea, he had no knowledge that Michael Cohen did this. But of course, Michael Cohen did get reimbursed by the Trump Organization, so who knew and how much did they know? Well, that message that Donald Trump put out on his Truth Social account about feeling like this was surreal and that he couldn't believe he was getting arrested, that might be the most genuine message we'd heard from Trump in a very long time. It sort of dawned on him how massive this is, how also overwhelming these things can be. So this may be one of the first statements in a very long time that I've seen where he didn't really try to shape a narrative, but rather expressed his own shock and awe at seeing certain events transpire. But I'll tell you this, Republicans backing the former president were already saying this was a politically motivated case to bring down Donald Trump even before we knew what the charges were. And so to many Republicans, it simply doesn't matter. It's the act of Donald Trump being indicted by a district attorney in New York, a state that Trump had long left and moved to a red state like Florida, New York, where also Republicans generally struggle to win in a state like New York, which is largely a blue state, a liberal state, except for certain pockets, as you heard Frank, my colleague there, point out just a few moments ago, talk of this trial possibly moving to Staten Island, which is a largely Republican stronghold in the very liberal New York City, and so we're seeing that Donald Trump maintains his support base, really regardless of how much further down this rabbit hole we go. Those who support him simply say that liberals, leftists, Democrats want to go after Donald Trump to bring down his campaign and make sure he doesn't run for president. That's what we're hearing from lawmakers.
For us, you're seeing those live pictures there at the courtroom in Manhattan. Donald Trump inside being confronted by Justice Juan Merchan, the judge appointed to the case. Will be reading out the list of charges. We don't know what those charges are in detail yet, but we will be finding that out fairly soon, one imagines. Also reports from American media that Donald Trump may not wait till he gets to Mar-a-Lago before he addresses reporters, or indeed addresses whoever he can speak to within the courtroom. There is a suggestion that he may well have a few comments to make in the corridors of the courthouse itself. We'll see how that transpires. New York City and indeed the whole of the East Coast of America is alive with speculation at the moment about what's going to happen next. Let's go. We were just talking about how Donald Trump may yet find the opportunity to speak to reporters here in New York City. I'm not sure how he managed to do that, but previously his plan was to wait till he got back to Mar-a-Lago there is a sense, isn't there, that really he's shifted his base to Florida, a more reliable red state as far as the politics are concerned, and perhaps also a sense here that this is New York City rejecting someone who used to be so closely associated with the community there.
Yeah, I mean, the duration of his entire time in New York City is going to be less than 24 hours, right? He's flown in, he spent the night at his penthouse in Trump Tower. He surrendered himself. Now he's going to hear the charges, and then he's going to head back to Florida. And it doesn't really matter whether he pauses for 30 seconds to make some comments to a camera. Quite frankly, I think I've had the opportunity to ask him questions before, and Donald Trump, when he sees a camera, tends to go to the camera. So I kind of have my doubts that he will resist that urge if he sees a camera that he thinks is going to get that image out, right? If it's just somebody with their iPhone and he's not convinced that they're going to put it on social media, then he probably won't waste his time. But if he thinks he's got a good shot of getting his message out, the only reason why he wouldn't do that in New York, because it doesn't really prolong his stay, is because he might decide that he's going to get more bang for his buck by delivering his word, continuing this build up when he has his press conference scheduled for prime time back home in Florida.